Let's now switch focus to the state of Manipur, where back-to-back drone bombings have been carried out. In fact, Chief Minister Biren Singh, who's now submitted a memorandum to the Governor Acharya, in which he said that he wants NRC in the state of Manipur with the base year as 1971. In fact, not just that, the Chief Minister has also sought completion of border fencing in the state. So while Chief Minister has made those pointed demands, there are protests taking place outside the Raj Bhawan in Imphal. So in the backdrop of those back-to-back drone bombings, these are protests which are taking place outside the Raj Bhawan in Imphal. Aniruddha getting us the details. Let's go across to Aniruddha, who I believe is outside the Raj Bhawan. Aniruddha, take us to what's exactly happening outside the Raj Bhawan and what exactly are the demands of these protesters.
West. Yes, protests have erupted all across Manipur, and also demands are being raised for the DCP and security advisor to resign on moral ground, as the drone strikes that were carried out have claimed casualty. Not only the drone strikes, but also the rockets that were launched towards the valley from the hills by the Kuki militants have hit the people, and particularly the agitating students have today come out and they have blocked the roads. You can see here in front of the Raj Bhavan, they have sit on a protest. The students of Imphal, the students of Manipur, all across Manipur have come together. There are serious resentment also against the central forces. There are resentment against the central forces, and as we report, you can see the posters clearly indicate "Save Manipur" for "We are Indians." Otherwise, leave Manipur alone. And these are the slogans that are being raised. And also, as we speak, after the memorandum that was submitted by the Chief Minister to the Governor yesterday, today demands for NRC has also surfaced in different corners of Manipur.
Right, Aniruddha, requesting you to stay with us. So there is clearly a lot of fear in the minds of these protesters. Once again, if you can take us to those demands that have been put forth in that memorandum that's been submitted to the centre.
Yes, as far as the memorandum that was submitted by the Chief Minister to the Governor yesterday is concerned, there are several points which have been raised, and among those three main points, as I was highlighting earlier, is the sealing of the Indo-Myanmar border, the suspension of the suspension of the free movement regime, which allows movement across the border in letter and spirit, and as well as updation of the NRC. And today, all across Manipur, we have seen particularly condemning the recent drone strikes, drone bombings, the rockets which were launched towards the valley by the militants from across the hill have agitated the youth, and the student community have come together here in protest. I would like to get in some voices of the students. How they आप लोग क्या चाहते हैं गवर्नर से?
गवर्नर से हम सबको पीस चाहिए. गवर्नर सर को हम सबको एक तरह से देना था. गवर्नर की सेंट्रल पोस्ट में कुकी हिस्सा ले रही है. हम इसमें कुकी मनी पे कुछ नहीं है. बस हमें पीस चाहिए. जो भी सच्चा है वो बाहर आइए. सच्चा को बाहर लाइए. हम लोग मणिपुरी लोग हैं. बस मेइतेई लोग के बारे में बोले. सभी के लिए बोले. सभी स्टूडेंट आप पर नहीं पढ़ रही है. और यहाँ पे ड्रोन बॉम्बिंग हो रही है. अब सेंट्रल पोस्ट भी उन लोगों के साथ हम सब पर ड्रोन बॉम्ब कर रही है. ड्रोन से अटैक कर रही है. ये हम सबको मंजूर नहीं है. और सेंट्रल फोर्स को भी या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की भी हम सबको देखना चाहिए. जो भी सही है वो बाहर लाइए.
Here you can see the concerns of the students as almost one academic year has been lost by the students here in Manipur, and with the recent drone bombings, the student community is again terrified. And yes, that day also after the drone strikes on 1st and 2nd, and the recent rocket that were launched in Bishnupur district, schools and colleges in Manipur were also shut down. And today the students have hit the road, they have hit the streets demanding justice. They want peace. This is what the students have clearly voiced. They want to study. They want to meet the governor and want to apprise him of what they are facing, the dilemma that the students community of Manipur have been facing for the last more than 1 year.
Yes, Aniruddha, and talking of these back-to-back drone bombings as well, a lot of these villagers have been forced to evacuate and flee to safer places. Any assurances that have also come in by the state to these people who say that they are being forced to abandon their native villages as a result of these back-to-back bombings?
Yes, if we talk about the people who had to vacate their villages because of the drone bombings and particularly the rockets which are being launched towards Bishnupur district, they are still afraid to go back to their homes. There is a fear psychosis among the people. They don't want to go back to their villages. And even though the anti-drone guns have been deployed, the anti-drone system have been deployed, only 10 guns have been deployed so far, and more guns are being procured by the state forces, and even the central forces have been asked to bring more anti-drone guns to the state. But yes, there are adequate measures being taken, but all the measures that are being taken have failed to give assurance to the people of Manipur. They have failed to give an assurance to the student community of Manipur, who have lost 1 year, more than one academic year already because of the ongoing ethnic crisis in the state. And let me tell you, this is no longer an ethnic crisis. It has turned out to be a national security issue.
Right.
As far as Manipur is concerned, it is now a national security issue. Studio.
Yes, Aniruddha, and talking of the kind of security we are seeing in Manipur, talk to us once again about how the NSG that's been deployed in Manipur is working in tandem with the state police to ensure that the security is heightened, particularly in the Imphal West region.
If we talk about the central paramilitary forces, the BASF, the CRPF, they have been deployed and they are working in coordination very much with the state police. However, there is a strong resentment in the valley, in the mind of the people against the Assam Rifles, and even as we report, the Ministry of Home Affairs have also taken note of this, and two battalions of the Assam Rifles are also being replaced by the BSF and the CRPF here in Manipur. However, all the assurances that is being given by the government or by the security agencies so far have failed to convince the people, and this the students on the streets today clearly indicates that they are not buying the assurances being given to them. And we are just showing you a glimpse of what is now happening outside the Raj Bhawan. But if we talk about the overall situation across the valley, be it districts like Kaksing, be it Bishnupur, be it Imphal West, if we talk about even places towards fringe areas, towards Thaubal also, then all across the valley, protests have erupted demanding that they are not buying the assurance unless and until strict measures are not taken in order to stop the drone bombings, the launch of rockets towards the valley. We have a student with us. We would like to get your voice. आप लोगों का क्या मांग है गवर्नर से? गवर्नर को क्यों मिलना चाहते हैं आप लोग?
कोई गवर्नर से अथुबा मतमदा हुजिकी लैरिबा लैंगाक असिना अथुबा मतमदा सॉल्यूशन अमा पुरक्तुना हुजिक लैरिबा इरांग असि अथुबा मतमदा लोइसननबियु अखोइजु छात्र अमानी अदु आइतारगसु राइट टू लाइफ का राइट टू एजुकेशन का चांग ओनरका मतमदा राइट टू लाइफ न हेना मरु ओइना खलकपदगी युम मै चागा युमदा लाइक पारगा लैबा यारक्तबा सिदगी अखोइ मयाम गसी रैली असि लाक्चबनी.
Clearly raising concern, the students have just said that their fundamental rights are being violated. Their right to education has been grossly violated as because of the drone bombing and the rockets that are being sent towards the valley. They are unable to attend the colleges freely. They are afraid to come out of their houses, and that since their fundamental rights are being violated, they want a solution from the governor. And they want to meet the governor in order to get an assurance that everything will be taken care of. Studio.
Yes, Aniruddha, and talking about the probe so far, once again, if you can run us through the details known so far about those drones that were used to drop the bombs, one, and that external threat angle which is also being looked into by the agencies.
See, the drones that were used by the Kuki militants to drop the bombs in places in the fringe areas towards Kadamban, be it Koktruk or Sesam Sirang, these were very sophisticated drones which have been procured from a foreign soil, and they were just assembled probably across the border. And if we talk about the investigation which has been initiated as far as the drone bombings are concerned, this clearly indicates a involvement of a foreign hand. Involvement of a foreign hand is clearly indicated, and sources in the Manipur police has also confirmed to Republic TV that there is an involvement of the foreign hand as far as the entire ethnic violence in the state of Manipur is concerned. And if you see at the rockets which were launched, one rocket landed just around 300 meters away from where we were reporting at that point in time, and one person was fatally injured. In that particular rocket, we have seen rockets up to 10 feet long being fired from the hills towards the valley, and these rockets have penetrated deep into the soil, and the splinters were, though the splinters were locally available products that were used, the explosive that was used in that rocket was potassium nitrate. It has been confirmed by the forensic team. Sources in the forensic team has confirmed to Republic that potassium nitrate was used as an explosive. So this clearly indicates the involvement of a foreign hand, the patronage that the militants are getting, and that is the reason why we are saying it repeatedly that Manipur is no more an ethnic crisis. It is a national security issue where foreign-based terrorists are also getting actively involved in the state, in the internal conflict of Manipur. Studio.